Hi, everyone. I am here with author Neel Mullick, and I'm so excited to talk about his debut novel, which he has a copy of right in front of him. He's going to hold it
Yeah.
up right there. Dark Blossom just came out January 3rd. I can't believe this is your debut novel, and I agree with everybody that says they can't put it down. Neel, this book is so good. So,
Oh,
so good. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to, last night
yeah.
I kept reading. I read it. I was like right through. I mean, it's not long. It's not a long book, so you can sit. I can sit through it. I can sit.
It's a little toy, right? That's what my dad calls it.
Oh my god, it's so
Yeah, I
good.
can't believe it's my debut novel as well, considering what my childhood has been like and how I fell into writing. So yeah, it's been a very, very gratifying first few months.
And this cover, I mean, if you don't mind showing it again, and the title. Do you think it's a? I don't want to give away anything. Do you think it's a giveaway if you tell them why the title?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe, perhaps.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know. I
sure.
was like, I'll let you decide. I don't want to give it away. I don't know. Let's just, maybe we won't go there. Let's just start with the fact that I've only read, and I read a lot of books, okay? And I remember a while ago reading a book that it was about a counseling session between a counselor and a patient, but it was only part of the book. And I was like, wow, that's really an interesting concept. But you took that concept and like ran with it because this relationship between the two of them, between Sam and what's her name? Cynthia.
Cynthia.
I was like,
Yeah.
I knew it began with okay. Sam and Cynthia is amazing. Their counseling sessions, the way you wrote them, I was like, I was talking to you while I'm reading it. I'm like, wow, Neel,
Oh,
this
wow.
is so
Oh,
good. It is what
I'm,
a
I,
concept.
I am the color of the flowers in this book right now. I'm flushed. That's you're very kind.
Oh, I wish I could put it into words like as this story unfolds. And because with this kind of a book, it's like we can only talk about a little bit, but I'm going to let you talk about it and then I know how far to take it. Okay.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to talk about the story
Yeah. Tell
or
me
how
about
I
how
can?
you came up with the story and the concept.
Oh, okay. Well, writing to me was kind of a serendipitous discovery, if you will. I was struggling with empathy in my life at that time, and every night I would go to sleep, and these characters would start taking shape in my mind. Although their experiences were different than mine, they were exaggerated versions of some of the strife I was feeling in my own life. And it kind of got layered one on top of the other, and I had this irresistible urge to just crawl under their skins and describe the way the world the way they were seeing it. And once I got started writing, I just couldn't put the pen down. I gained about 20 pounds during that entire process, but it was well worth the effort.
Oh my gosh, was it ever? I mean, not just their relationship, but the relationship with her and her daughter. And I was like, how did you know that? Like, because I was a daughter and then I have daughters. Okay. So it's like, and I've been through divorces. So I understand the divorce situation. So Cynthia, I could really, really connect with her. On so many levels of trying to speak with her daughter, her daughter Lily trying to, backing away every time she tries to pull her in. And I have six children, by the way, so
Oh, wow.
I have been
Oh,
there. Okay.
man. I think I could learn a thing or two for my next novel then.
Yeah, yeah. But you did it so well. You did that mother daughter relationship so well, and the way she felt because I know those insecurities of being like, well, I'll wait till dinner or I'll wait till a car ride and see if I can get, and the breakups of their boyfriends and girlfriends and, just walking around clueless about like what they're going through as teenagers. And I'm sure what we put our parents through. But
Yeah, well, and much more, right?
that and much more.
Yeah.
But Sam, he was just, I feel like I'm like I want to say something and they're like no I don't want because I want everybody to read this book and go through the process like I did with him, with
Okay.
feeling the empathy for him and then feel like all the feelings that we get from his character as we go and then
Yeah,
the
I mean,
ending.
okay, well, yeah. I am absolutely embarrassed because I think that feedback is very gratifying. And largely that's been the feedback in the Indian market as well right now. It was trending number one on Amazon. I got this feedback from a 15-year-old girl just day before yesterday where she sent me an email and I can't believe these were the words of a 15-year-old because she said she got a very valuable lesson in life and changed her attitude, and she realizes that, we are perfect the way we are, and it's all our perfection and the imperfections of life that makes life worth living. And I'm like, nothing I might do after this is ever going to top it because
Oh my gosh.
that being the lesson that she took away and that coming from a 15-year-old, I think pretty much tops the chart for me. So it's been a very, very gratifying ride. I don't mind talking about the story a bit.
Okay.
If
Yeah, I'll let you talk
Yeah,
about it as far as you want to, and then I'll know.
sure.
Okay.
So the story of an expat, Sam, living in New York City, who's struggling with deep loss in his life, and he goes to an American psychologist, Cynthia, for help, who's having a bit of a strife in her own personal life as well, and she's just reconnected with her counseling practice. She has a 16-year-old daughter called Lily, and Sam's struggling. The kind of loss that he's struggling with is the loss of his family, and unbeknown to both of them, Lily has a secret that kind of is involved with this entire story, and she kind of links it all together. So, for me, people seem to be enjoying it as a psychological thriller, but to me, it's a story of love in spite of loss, of empathy in the face of adversity. So it's got a bit of love and the connection between these three
Yes.
human beings who are just trying to make sense of the world around them as it kind of falls apart. But it's written in a suspenseful way, and it was a very, very gratifying process to even write it down because all three of their lives are very, very different from mine. And I didn't know I was writing a novel when I got down to actually writing it. I just wanted to make the journey into these three characters' lives because I felt, oh, what an enriching journey it would be because they've got so much going on and how they deal with it. So all of them have got bits and pieces of me, but none of them are really me. Yeah.
And with Cynthia, what I loved what you did with her in her counseling sessions with Sam was kind of go in her head because she was trying to figure out how, because like you said, it was her first time back, after taking a break. And she doesn't know what to do with him. She's not sure. And then she goes and seeks counsel from a friend of hers, like, what can I do with him? And I love that. Like every question she's hesitating. And you can really, I think the reason people are saying psychological thriller too is because we're feeling her tension in dealing
Uh-huh.
with him along with his tension. Like I thought you did such a great job with that because I was like hanging on her words and like every time she said something like, "Oh, don't push him too far." Okay, don't, because she was like handling him with kid gloves. She didn't know
Yeah.
how to deal with his grief and whether she was using her own grief with him. You know what I mean? Like because she was trying to make sure that she dealt with him without
I
getting
think you're
herself.
talking about one of the most important subtleties and nuances of the writing process because in order to give credibility to Cynthia's character and her
Yes.
profession, I had to do a lot of research and talk to a lot of people. But it was very challenging considering I'm not from that professional field myself to find the right balance between how a seasoned professional who Cynthia is would handle it, but one who's a little bit finding her groove again as she jumps back into her career and one who's struggling with similar kind of strife in her own personal life as well. So I hope to have done justice to that because I think
Yes.
that's the most important aspect of what makes the story credible, I hope.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, your writing is amazing. I can't wait to see what you're doing next. Okay.
Oh, thank you
Because
so much.
because
I really
I will
appreciate
be
that.
there. You can contact me early. I will read it early because it is your writing. This is such a great genre for you.
Hmm.
With the relationships and then adding the tension to it. And, I think you have, like, from what I've read too of the reviews, and everybody felt the same way that I did, And when somebody
Uh-huh.
says it's unputdownable, I'm like, yes, I agree. I was like, yes, I could not put it down. And that is the best compliment that I can give you is
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so the one that I'm working on now as well, I've just put the outline together. I've started penning down the first few chapters. It's also narrated from a 23-year-old nanny's perspective in DC or thereabouts, and she just takes charge of her a kid who's about 6 years old. And in the first chapter itself, she finds the family finds him fighting for his dear life in the pool, and she becomes privy to a secret that soon after that it was his 12-year-old sister that may have pushed him into the pool, and that's the start. And it's
mm,
also about relationships and about how people deal with real life situations, if you will.
yeah. Well, I see such a great future for you. I just want to
Oh,
tell you.
thank you.
And I read a lot of books, okay? And I can tell you that you have such a, I can't wait to see what the future holds. But I do want to talk about, before I let you go, I saw this when I was doing research on some of the things that you're doing right now for reading and for women. You're dedicating like half the profits of this book to.
They are going to a nonprofit in India that's devoted to the primary education of girls from the most impoverished sections of
Wow.
my country. And yeah, I think actually more than the writing and how well the book is doing right now, that's been an equally gratifying part of the journey. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm super excited about that. In fact, I wanted to do the whole thing, but they said, hey, that's going to come across very needy, so don't. And let's split it
Oh.
50-50, and that's what I decided to do.
I love that. You know, I've been talking to a lot of authors from India, from Pakistan, about women's rights and about things that we're not aware of that go on.
Uh-huh.
We're so in a bubble here, I think, and we don't understand what women's struggles are in different parts of the world. And I was like, that is so amazing that you're doing that.
Yeah, having lived in Europe, in the United States, and having grown up in India, I kind of am
Yeah.
I perceptive to the differences of gender equality and many other aspects as well, and definitely the Occidental culture struggle with that a little bit more. So I'm happy to be doing my part.
Yes. And I think that we get stuck in the United States as women. It's like not that we haven't had struggles in different areas,
Sure.
but I when I see women who are fighting for like the world of women, because I start thinking like, oh my gosh, please, we do not have real problems. But then it's
Hmm.
the ones that take on the world problems of women that I'm like, yes, now that I can get behind because we have it easy in comparison. And like I said, I've been talking to a lot of Pakistani authors, women authors who are making a difference and, really changing things. And it makes me so happy to see that change.
Yeah, I mean, society itself is struggling with a lot of issues related to equality, and I think gender
Yes.
becomes a very prominent one, at least in the East. So, and I'm glad so many women are speaking up for it, and I think men are standing up for that right as well, and I think it's good to see that.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, for you to be able to be, compassionate for that. I mean, I was just like, when I read that, I'm like, wow, what a guy. You are so amazing.
Oh,
And you're
thank
going
you
to
so
change,
much.
yeah, you're going to change lots of lives. And with your writing too, I mean, Neel, I can't even. I'm like, should I give him a standing ovation or something? Like when I got to the
Oh,
end of the book, I was
oh,
like, yay! I was so happy about it. So let's see the cover because this cover seriously is also like, I mean, come on, that just draws you in. I love the reflective, the I just it's glossy and those
the
flowers.
funny thing is, you know how the cover came about a year and a half back when I first wrote the manuscript. My dad, unbeknownst to me, he found these flowers somewhere, growing somewhere, picked them up, put them in a vase, took a photo shoot with his cell phone, and sent it out to the publisher, just just as an ideation. And I didn't realize that 1.5 years later, they would be using that picture as the inspiration for the cover.
Oh. That's an awesome story. I'm so happy you told us that. That is so great because
Uh,
a
I,
lot of
I,
times
I
people
kind
don't
of
even know what
shell
they're. Go ahead.
I kind of shelved it in my mind. You asked me that question about the cover. It just came screaming back to me.
Game, yeah, and that you have to like hold on to that for your next books too. Just have him keep taking pictures and sending them to your publisher. Because a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
times
gonna
I
send him
say,
now.
I love your cover, and the authors are like, I had nothing to do with it, but that like means something to you, and that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I should have put that in the acknowledgments. I did put his name in the acknowledgments, but not that little story.
Yes, yeah, definitely. You can always add that in. So,
Yeah,
anyway, thank you so much, Neel. I'm going to have the IndieBound link below for people who want to support their local bookstores. I'm also going to put the Amazon link if you want to get the book today. You can go on there and get it on your Kindle. And I'm going to put all of your links. I'm going to put your website and everywhere people can find you. And please, when that book is done, you know where to find me. I will read it.
absolutely. You will get the first copy. I'm also actually sponsoring a contest with the book,
I
which
saw
is
that. Yeah, on your
yeah.
website, right?
Hmm. It's the first and the second prizes are a business and an economy class ticket to anywhere in the world. You just have to answer one question.
Did you tell us what the question is? or it's a secret?
It is there on my website.
Oh,
Yeah,
the question is on your website. Okay, I did
absolutely.
see
Yeah.
it when I was going through it. I was like, oh, what's that contest about? But then I was, I went right past it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so guys,
and I
check
think
that
the
out.
reason why I did that was because I think an author's journey is seldom complete at the end of the book, and I want to see my characters and their motivations through my reader's eyes, and I think that's why
Oh,
I went on to do that.
oh, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, Neil. And I want to be
Thank you
there.
so much.
I want to be watching it from the sidelines. So,
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
yeah. So you have a great day, and we will talk soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Have a
Okay.
wonderful day yourself and a good weekend.
Yes, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.